It's one of Britain's rarest and most iconic birds of prey, but some people see hen harriers like this. We report on the grouse shooting debate and how to save the last pairs of hen harriers in England. I'm off to meet the godfather of birding, the man behind the Birdfair, Tim Appleton. And which came first, the chicken or the Peruvian Plantcutter? I'm in Peru to find out. This is World Birding TV. Just 3 breeding pairs of this beautiful raptor in England in 2016. There is a single overriding cause, according to most conservationists, and it is this. We've known about it for years. Gamekeepers have been prosecuted illegally killing raptors. For the first time, the British public is sufficiently roused to ask the British government to do something about it. It is a media campaign that has seen pro-shooting activists attack a brewery that makes a Hen Harrier beer. When the British start trolling breweries, you know it's serious. No surprise then that the Hen Harrier was the talk of the Birdfair 2016.
But what we have to do is build the public support, so it's impossible for the Tories not to act. The public is the key.
The problem is grouse shooting, says the RSPB.
Hen Harriers are probably one of our most threatened species across the United Kingdom, and in England arguably is the most threatened breeding bird that we have. The UK government has a commitment to try and prevent the extinction of species from man-made actions. And we think that unless we take action quickly, that the hen harrier will be extinct as a breeding bird in this country. So why have we got to this position? So I think probably today where we are is that 2016, tiny number of nests in England have been successful. Probably across the United Kingdom, there might be up to 600 pairs breeding.
Not everyone agrees.
We're managing these areas for multiple land use, so there's visitors enjoying it, there's water catchment areas for drinking water, there's sheep grazing for agriculture, and there's the sporting interest. So there are multiple layers that all need to work together and find their place in a balance together.
Feelings are running high. Mark Avery is one of the Hen Harrier's most outspoken campaigners. He writes books, articles, broadcasts and organises regular Hen Harrier days.
When grouse shooting is banned, we will see places like national parks thriving with wildlife. We will all benefit. There will be more life in our uplands. They'll be a bit different. There'll be more trees, more scrub, but we will have a much bigger variety of wildlife. Moorland management isn't great really, and it's getting more and more intensive, which probably means more flooding, higher water treatment costs and more problems. It's obviously not all bad. You get a few more curlews and golden plovers on some of these moors, but you've got to look at the big picture. This is an unsustainable way to manage our uplands, and the trouble is grouse shooting's underpinned by wildlife crime as well.
Mark blames gamekeepers. One of his bugbears is burning heather. Here's a gamekeeper who says that burning is good for moorland.
Yeah, so everything, you can see that nothing's damaged here. We've got heath beds, straw. Look here, look, there's been some grouse there, look, grouse nesting there, fresh droppings there, so grouse roosting there.
But lots of people think it's his fault. These are the feelings of Mark's supporters.
Between 1974 and 1977, there were 5 or 6 nesting attempts in Wharfdale. One was successful. One of those, the gamekeeper, the head keeper on that estate of the time, was actually watched standing in the nest. And no, it wasn't, unfortunately, reported to the police.
Back at Birdfair, and Henry the Harrier is a popular attraction. There's a gamekeeper at the grouse shooting debate.
With the problems, and I'm not into denial, there are problems with persecution, and there has to be a recognition of that within the game industry, and I think there is a sea change, I'm pleased to say. People do want a way forward.
With more than 100,000 signatures on Mark Avery's petition, grouse shooting is heading for a debate in the UK Parliament. Will they ban it? Probably not, but we could see a licensing system for grouse shoots. If you haven't already and you want to add your name to the UK government petition, go to the link on the screen. This story will run and run, and this beer is good. For Chris's film about grouse, click on the link on the screen. We're back at the Birdfair later on, but next up is WBTV News.
Welcome to World Birding TV News with James Lowen. The North American big year record has been smashed by an Australian. John Weigel has swooped on the holy grail of American birdwatching and set a new record for the highest number of bird species seen during a single calendar year. He passed the milestone set in 2013 by reaching 750 birds on the 16th of July with an early Buller's shearwater off California. John has now seen most regularly occurring birds in the American Birding Association recording area and has also caught up with a load of rarities with heroic twitches for vagrants such as Siberian Accenta and Fieldfare, putting him on 760, including 2 provisional firsts for the North American area. And there's still 4 months of the year left. Just how many more species will John add to his year list? Keep up to date with John's progress via his website, birdingfordevils.com. Birdfair 2016 saw the launch of several exciting new products, including Leica's Noctavid binoculars endorsed by David Lindo, the urban birder.
And looking through them, the only way I can equate looking through them is by thinking about sipping a nice glass of red wine. But with these binoculars, I was sipping so much, I thought, you know what, sod the glass, this is not the bottle back. And that's how it felt, because I was enjoying it so much.
If you go out, focus, let's say you focus on osprey that is soaring around on the ceiling, and then you simply look down to see marsh warbler, for example, that is sitting about 10 meters in front of you. You do not need to turn the focusing wheel because the depth of the image of these binoculars is so wide that you simply can accommodate with your eyes. So you do not have to turn anything, you simply concentrate on observing with the binoculars.
Birdfair was also a good place to launch events such as the 2017 Champions of the Flyway Bird Race. The event will take place on the 28th of March next year at Eilat in Israel. Crack birding teams from around the world will compete to see the most species in a single day. The event aims to combat the problem of illegal killing of birds in the Mediterranean flyways and will raise money for the conservation of migratory birds in Turkey. To find out more about this worthy event, visit championsoftheflyway.com. Another product that caught our eye at Birdfair was a new birding top from Wonderbird.
This top actually came back from Svalbard. Beautiful Sabines gull, ivory gulls, 6-7 hours on deck, sea watching, not a problem. And this is not regular gear. That means you can carry a camera, you can sound record, your hands are free, and if you really need to have a quick look, there it goes.
And we will be giving away Wonderbird birding tops in future episodes of World Birding TV. If you can't wait that long, pre-order now on wonderbirdworld.com. This year has seen the best breeding season for decades for the kakapo. The recovery programme helping New Zealand's flightless and nocturnal owl parrot was established in 1995. At that point, only 51 birds remained. This year's bumper crop of 32 chicks has boosted numbers to 155. One of them is even to be named after a great British supporter of the kakapo programme, none other than everybody's favourite wildlife hero, Sir David Attenborough. And finally, another knight of the realm has become a YouTube birdwatcher. Former Monty Python Sir John Cleese's new YouTube channel includes a character called
Lieutenant Colonel Pachyderm Walsh,
who scours Africa for the bird of purgatory. It's not birding, but let's hope it's going to be great comedy. I'm James Lowen. You've been watching World Birding TV News. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Now I'm off to Peru to find a bird that's known locally as toothache. Listen to that sound. That's the sound of a Peruvian plantcutter, one of Peru's rarest birds. It's also the sound of a Peruvian who needs root canal surgery, which is why this bird is known locally as dolor de muela, toothache. It lives on the Pacific coast, which doesn't look it, but this is one of Peru's most densely populated areas. It's a member of the Cotinga family, an attractive family of birds only found in the New World, which include the bellbirds, umbrella birds and Andean cock of the rock. The plantcutter has a serrated bill, and in the words of the old joke, it eats shoots and leaves, especially from scrub in the dry forest. You only find it where you get a combination of at least 3 of its favourite food plants in the same place. Now the plantcutter has an enemy. It's a bird, but it's not one you'd expect. It's cooked chicken. Peru's unofficial national dish is pollo a la brasa, barbecued chicken. It's delicious, and as a result, Peruvians eat 370 million barbecued chickens every year.
A lot of the wood is taken out to make charcoal, which goes towards which goes to restaurants for cooking chicken. The main tree here in the dry forest is the algaroba tree, which is Prosopis, which is a relative of the mesquite tree, which you find in southern North America. And unfortunately, it's this tree which has been chopped out to make charcoal.
Jeremy Flanagan is a British birder based in Peru who has made the plantcutter something of a mission.
The plantcutter habitat doesn't look like much, but it's extremely important for the bird. And this is the main problem. The land is being cleared without much thought as to the diversity and the other endemic species here in the north.
The Peruvian plantcutter's habitat is shared by another threatened bird, the rufous flycatcher. Jeremy surveys plantcutters by using playback. Jeremy is working to raise awareness among school children in local communities.
One of the actions we're promoting now as part of the project to conserve the plantcutter is promote a network of private landowners along the coast, and little by little promote the protection of the Peruvian plantcutter on private lands throughout the north.
See a rare bird and it may instigate a number of feelings. For me, when I see a plantcutter, the overriding feeling is relief. I usually have a party of birding tourists with me and they are not easy to spot. I hope that Jeremy and people like him will be able to bring this bird back from the brink. To find out more about Jeremy's work, go to sosperuvianplantcutter.de. For more films about the plantcutter, click on the videos on the screen. Now from the Pacific coast of Peru to an English reservoir. I'm off to meet the man behind the Birdfair, Tim Appleton.
The whole osprey project started 20 years ago, I can't believe it. It actually started because 2 ospreys landed outside my cottage, which is in the North Arm part of the nature reserve.
Breeding ospreys are one of the reasons people come to Rutland Water in the English Midlands. Another reason is Birdfair, and one man holds these 2 audience events together, Tim Appleton.
One of the highlights of Birdfair, I think, for a lot of people is to come and watch some of the amazing wildlife artists that come to this event every year. And we can actually do something very special because, as you can see behind us here, we've got this amazing mural. And every year we paint a mural depicting the particular project that Birdfair is supporting. And I mean, it's not just, local artists. We've got people like, you've got Richard Millington over there with his sometimes butterflies, dragonflies. We've got Robert Gilmore, Ernest Leahy, Chris Rose. I mean, apologies for all the other artists who I haven't mentioned, but they do an incredible job.
Birdfair is about birds. It's also about people.
He's going to be a real pain. I would annoy the hell out of you if you were photographed.
And it's not just projects at home that get recognition. Tim is heading further afield.
We wanted it to provide a shop window, which of course it does, and that's a massive thing for commercial companies to demonstrate what they're doing. There's probably 8 full marquees with everything from holiday companies to optics to books to CDs, you name it. Anything to do with the birding world is here. But it's also a great opportunity to get the message over. And so for most of these years we've been working with BirdLife International, and we've worked in various countries. We've worked in Cuba, we've worked in Myanmar, we've worked in Indonesia, worked in Peru, we've worked all over Africa. And in all, we've raised £4 million in these little fields in the heart of Rutland for global conservation.
This is all part of Birdfair's plan to make sure that conservation is carried on well into the future. When it comes to it, Tim's favourite part of Rutland Water is Rutland Water.
The little egrets you can see out here at the moment, up to 20 are using this lagoon to feed on. And when you think, this is just water that was pumped in from the reservoir, so we didn't stock it with fish, we didn't do anything in particularly to it, and yet within just a few years, in fact, I remember a few weeks ago watching the ospreys catching a little roach of about 6 inches in size, and that's all come in just the last 3 years.
Birdfair takes place on just one weekend a year. The ospreys are there all summer. For more information about Birdfair, go to birdfair.org.uk, and Rutland Ospreys have their own YouTube channel. Click on the link on the screen. That's it for World Birding TV. We're back in a month. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Thank you for watching.